In this training, we will cover the Trips tab on your ISEC ELD. This is where you will send your arrivals and departures, hook and drop trailers, customer validations, and paperwork. It is also how you will be paid, so doing this correctly is paramount. Now that we're getting more comfortable with the unit, you can access this screen by moving down the left side of your screen and tapping the Trips tab. The first thing you will see on the right is the load dispatched to you. Step 1 in this process is to ensure you understand the load entirely. When looking at the load, you should take note of the trip number. This number will be written on all BOLs, wash tickets, and scale tickets when turning in paperwork. The next thing to note is the number of stops for the trip. This trip has 4 stops, including where you're starting from. In this case, we will start from the OFC Schmidt Yard in Plattsmouth, Nebraska, to hook an empty trailer and end at TAC in Channahon, Illinois. Now that we know the basics of this load, we can click on the load to jump into the load notes. When clicked, you will be taken to the load notes and stops screen. On the left-hand side, you can pull up or down on the load notes to see more info, like what type of wash you may need, the pickup number, and the trailer you will use for this load. This is a very important part of the load, and if you're confused about anything in the notes, please reach out to your dispatcher right away. On the right-hand side are your stops for the load, and you can also move up or down to see what you're doing next by dragging it up or down on the screen with your finger. All right, let's jump into our first stop. To access this, you will work from top to bottom on the right side of the screen. For this load, we are starting with an HMT, aka Hook Empty Trailer. These will be abbreviated for every stop. Again, call your dispatcher for clarification if you're confused about what any stop abbreviation means. Once you click on the stop, you will see more notes on the left side of the screen. Read through these carefully. Moving back to the right side, you will see Arrive, which means that you have arrived at OFC to hook the trailer and will start the load when completing this step. The next step is the hook trailer. You will do this when you have located and hooked the trailer. Then you will see the departure. You will send this after your pre-trip, check the paperwork to match up the trailer number and seals, and be fully ready to leave with everything you need to complete the next stop. Now we'll cover the arrivals, hooking the trailer, and departing. We call these stops or legs. Each leg will always have an arrival and departure, allowing you to check into and out of each location. When you tap your arrival on the customer's property, this will do a few things. The first thing it will do is automatically put you on duty in your logbook. The second thing it will do is pay your accessorial pay of $10. This is important to remember, as it will also track all the time spent at the customer while loading, unloading, or washing out. Then, sending your departure before leaving, the customer will end that time spent, making a smooth transition straight to the driveline when you're ready to take off. Let's get to it. I'm going to tap the arrival first. This will take you to a black screen telling you to click Save to add the arrival to your logs and put you straight on duty. You can also cancel this by tapping the Cancel button next to the Save button if you're not ready. We'll tap Save and continue with the arrival, taking notice of the duration in parentheses. This will show you the time attached to your current on-duty status. Now, let's move down onto the hook trailer. When tapping on the hook trailer, you'll be taken to the equipment screen. This is where all the equipment is added and removed. We will add our trailer by selecting Add at the bottom of the screen. Doing this will allow us to choose our equipment by typing our trailer number into the equipment search field. The keyboard will pop up, then select the number pad to type in your trailer number. When you begin typing, it will search our entire inventory for your trailer number, so you may have to type out the whole number. Once it finds your trailer, a drop-down with the license plate number and state appears. Tap the box and it will autofill everything you need to add to this trailer for your load. Drop the keyboard out of the way by tapping the triangle at the bottom of the screen and select that you have hooked up this trailer. Then hit Save to exit. When you return to the equipment screen, you will see that the trailer has been added and you can then hit Finish. It will bring you to the last step in the leg, departing from the customer. To depart from the customer, you will hit Depart and do the same as you did with the arrival. You are taken to the black screen, which tells you to hit Save to continue with the departure. After doing so, you can proceed with the next leg of the load, which is a live load event. Moving down to the live load event, this is where we will load the trailer. Depending on the location, you or the customer will do the loading. Before tapping on the event, read the notes to the left once more. You will find your pickup number and anything else pertinent to this location. Once you feel you have everything you need, go ahead and tap the load event. Once you do, you will see an arrival, pickup, info, and a departure. We'll first tap our arrival, letting dispatch know that you have arrived on site. This will start your hourly pay for the live load event. It will also put you on duty and arrive in your logbook. So, pay attention to the duration of the arrival if you want to know how long you've been at the customer loading. If you wish to change your status to something else, you will do this manually, which will be covered later in a different training session. Once we're loaded and have everything we need, such as a BOL and a scale ticket, we can tap on the pickup info. You will then be taken to a screen with a few things to enter. The first one is the net weight of the product. This is the weight you took from the customer and will be on the scale ticket. We try to get as much as possible without going over, and sometimes the customer already has a determined weight that they are loading on you. Pay attention when getting loaded, you may not be hauling this to the final destination. We have a minimum net weight that we require you to load, unless otherwise specified, of 46,000 pounds. If you're under this weight, please call your dispatcher to discuss before leaving. To enter your net weight, click on the line below where it says net weight. The numbers key will pop up, allowing you to type in the amount. Once that's complete, you can tap the camera and scan in the copy of your scale ticket. The camera will appear. You will aim the camera at the document and take your pictures by tapping the circle camera button on the right side of the screen. You can take as many as you need by tapping this button as many times as you need to if you have multiple documents. There are a few options for the camera, like an auto scan feature and flash if the light is low. Notice the line through both, letting you know these functions have been turned off. We find that having the auto scan off is better in most cases. After taking the photos, tap the check mark to review, modify, retake, or rotate them. The trick here is getting good, legible photos because these images will be used to bill the load. When you like the picture you've taken, you can now hit OK at the bottom right and save the image. When you hit save, a green check mark will show up, letting you know that your picture is saved and will be sent to billing after hitting save again on this screen. The last thing we will do when we're ready is send the departure by tapping the depart button and hitting save on the next screen. This will check you out of the customer, stop loading pay, and keep dispatch up to date. So make sure that you're ready to roll after sending the departure. Next will be the live unload section. Repeating what we've done at our previous stops. Read your notes on the left, then tap the leg on the right side of the screen that says LUL and stands for Live Unload. On the next screen, you will see the notes to the left and the actions on the right. The first thing we do when we arrive at a location is send the arrival by tapping on the arrival button and then hitting save on the next screen. This puts us on duty in our logbook and starts our pay for the live unload. After sending the arrival, you must find your customer to begin the customer validation form. This form must be filled out with the customer before starting the unload. If you show up at a customer that doesn't have personnel at the location, call your dispatcher to let them know that you couldn't complete the form with anyone on site and will be completing it yourself. When we click it, we are taken to a fillable form. Read through each question with the personnel and tap the slider to yes after confirming with the customer that you are unloading into the correct tank and that there is enough room in the tank to fit the product you're delivering. Once he confirms, type in their first and last name, then click the pencil. This will bring up a signature box for the customer to sign. They can use their finger to make their mark. Once completed, hit the Save button at the bottom right of the screen to bring you back to the Stop screen. After you complete unloading, you will hit the Delivery Info button. This will take you to a similar screen to the Pickup Info screen when adding your net weight and scale ticket. This screen will have a few more steps, like adding your heel amount. After unloading, check if there's any leftover product in the tank. If there's none, move the slider to No and enter 0 on the line below. Confirm by sending photos of the inside of your tank to your dispatcher, even if it's completely empty. If there is leftover product, follow the same steps as if there were none, then call to discuss further actions. Update the info screen with yes, estimate the remaining amount, and add it to the line below. Then add the remainder of your final paperwork, such as BOL and scale ticket, by clicking the camera, taking good clear photos, and hitting save at the bottom. Once we're back at the activity screen, the last thing you will do is send your departure by tapping it and then clicking save on the next screen, taking you back to the leg screen. This will be a DMT, which stands for Drop Empty Trailer. The last activity we will do for this load is to drop the trailer and end the trip. From the legs screen, you see a DMT, meaning Drop Empty Trailer, like we've done on the legs before. Please read the notes on the left, then enter the leg on the right by selecting it on the screen. Then you will do the same as before by sending your arrival. Click the Arrive. When the next screen pops up, click Save. This will change you to On Duty in your logbook and lets dispatch know you have arrived to drop the trailer. Now, from the Activity screen, select Drop Trailer. You will be taken to the Equipment screen like when you hooked the trailer. On the Activity screen, select the trailer by tapping it. Once it's selected, the Remove button will illuminate. Tap Remove and the trailer will disappear, removing it from your load. Once it's gone, you can hit the Finish button at the bottom right to return to the Activity screen. You will send your last departure from here by selecting it and hitting Save on the next screen. This being the last step in the trip completes the load. You can start the next load if you have one or contact dispatch to see what's next.